Hey friends, this is the Mayflower coming back at you for another pick a card reading. What are we doing today? Today we are doing, I feel like this lighting really washes me out, but it's natural, so we're keeping it. Today we are doing, where is my soul tribe? Another way of putting it is like, where are the social connections that I'm longing for, that I really need? I know like loneliness is something I've really struggled with in my lifetime, and watching pick a card readings and hearing the messages from them about, you know, social connections has really helped me. So I'm hoping to give that back. I feel very passionate about social connections, community, and all those things. So very grateful that you're here with me today. Thank you. Thank you for all the people that come back and watch me. I see you. I can see in my, I mean, I don't know exactly who you are, but I can see in my analytics people who are subscribed to me that come back and watch. I just really want to say thank you. It's like, it warms my heart so much that there are like people that come back and like listen to my videos. So just like, I'm actually like tearing up, like like thank you, I really appreciate it. Shout out to Dorothy, because Dorothy's the real MVP. Yeah, I see your comments every time. I look forward to them, so thank you so much, Dorothy. I'm sending you so much love. For all my new people, oh my god, hello. So lovely to have you here. Welcome to the flowers. I don't know what to call a community yet, but you are a flower. When you subscribe, you are literally a flower. Pick your flower. I'm just having fun right now. Okay, so we're gonna get into the groups today. So is there anything else I need to say? Oh, if you want a personal reading with me, feel free to go in my description box and email me. They're always open. Even if I'm like MIA for like 2 months or something, like they're always open. So feel free to shoot me an email. There's baby girl, look at her. She's here. What you doing, baby girl? What you doing? She's usually camera shy. What you looking at? This is pile number 1 with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Year of construction. I just had the window open. It's really loud. I'll tune it out. This is pile number 2 with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. These are both from the Dark Wood Tarot. And pile number 3, I was called to get 2 cards for you. So this is from the MINDSCAPES Tarot. This is Judgment and the Lovers. Such beautiful cards. Alright, so timestamps in the description and the pinned comment below. And I hope to see your reading. Alright, see you soon. Mwah. Hi, pile number 1. This is for everyone who chose the Ace of Swords in reverse from the Dark Wood Tarot. Welcome to your reading. So happy to have you here. If you skip the intro, no tea, no shade. Honestly, I like always skip the intros for tarot readings, even though I'm like interested in their life. I'm like, what? So I'll like go back and watch it after. It's really interesting. But we are looking at today, like, where's your soul tribe? Where are the social connections that you're yearning for? How do you deal with your loneliness that you may be facing? Any way to say all those things. That's what we're looking at today. Let me tune into your energy, pile number 1s. With the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Star in reverse, the first message that I'm getting here is that your social connections may have not really panned out very well so far in this lifetime. I'm getting for some of you that this is purely romantic, that your romantic connections have not really worked out especially. I think that you may have been hopeful about some of these connections and they really haven't panned out. Baby girl's just here. She's hanging out. I don't know what she's looking at, but she never comes on these readings, so I'm really happy she's here. Oh, she's like, hi, look at her. She's looking. She's so beautiful. Hi, I love you. Yeah, I'm really getting that I don't think you're feeling very hopeful about your connections at the moment, pile number 1. I don't think you're feeling very hopeful about the future of just like connecting with people in general. With the 4 of Swords here, kind of what I'm getting is I feel like connections for you have just been like tough in general. Is it gonna focus? I'm getting that connections here have been tough for you in general. I feel like they have felt very defeating. So we see here that this woman is holding a sword down here, and there's these 3 swords up here, which reminds me of the 3 of swords. So again, like heartbreak. For a lot of you, I feel like you feel like men are, you know, masculine people in a relationship. For some of you, I am feeling there, maybe like one of you watching, there might be a feminine who has done you dirty, but I think you felt like people have taken advantage of you a lot. I think you feel as if people have, like, you haven't picked very good people, very nice people for your romantic relationships. For all of you, it's basically just like, I feel like you've tried to start connections, you've tried to start things with people, and it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel as if it felt like it really fit. Like they weren't like people who you wanted to be around. They maybe didn't share the same values or the same thoughts. Like, you know, you might have thought like, okay, this might have been like a good person, and then it doesn't really pan out. With the Empress, I think you are looking to grow your relationship circles. I think you are looking to grow something new. That's my other cat, Luna, if you saw her. There's something here though about some sort of devilish energy. And then again with this heart here at the bottom, I mean, if this ain't a love reading. 6 of Pentacles, yep, I really feel like you guys have felt like you've given a lot in relationships and not received a lot in return. I'm getting a message here of receiving. I think that, I'm sure we'll get more into this later. I'm going to link a meditation down below, pile number 1s, about receiving. I'm just feeling really called to point out, I can't remember like who it's by, so I'm gonna put a little text thing right here, and the link will be in your pile 1 description. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get more into receiving later. I think right now you're kind of in a hermit mode, pile number 1s. I think you've been burned with connections, and you're kind of just at this place of like, you're walking through a dark cave, and the dark cave is your connections, right? Society, I feel like in general. You're walking through a dark cave, and you're holding a light, and you're still walking. I feel like a part of you is still hoping. I just don't feel like you feel very hopeful about connections at this moment in time. I don't feel like you see the end of the tunnel, the end of your isolation, perhaps, or ostracizing, I'm hearing for some of you. Please don't eat that. That's not your food. One of my cats has a very special food, and it's expensive. And you don't need it, so don't eat it. That's kind of what we're getting right away. I'm getting to go into a different thing. I'm getting this one. We're going to believe your own magic, Oracle. Alright, where is pile number 1 Soul Tribe? Where are they at though? Where are these connections? I don't know if we're there yet. I think they're trying to highlight something else. So we have here, you already have all the answers, and it came out in reverse. So I think it's again this sort of like, you might even like have a map of where you want to go in life, but you don't know how connections fit in here. You don't even know like what journey to really go on. I think you feel like you may have exhausted all your options, pile number 1, when it comes to social connections. For some of you, you might live in like a small town, and you're like, well, I've already tried to connect with everyone here and I hate everyone. So like, what do I do now? We have dragon here, slay them all, and we have them in reverse. So I feel like, again with these swords, pile number 1, I feel like you've really thought about connections in general and thought about different ways to like get connections into your life, to manifest them, and it just hasn't really worked out. They haven't really come. I think you feel pretty defeated, again, in relationships. I think if there was like, I'm getting for you pile number 1s, if there was like a hurdle to go through, you would go through the hurdle of getting your connections, your social needs met. I just feel like you don't even know what that hurdle is. I feel like you just feel like you're blind. There's a lot here about traveling, but not really knowing where you want to travel to. I'm gonna go back to this. Where is pile number 1 Soul Tribe? Warning, the world awaits you. Interesting. We're going into a different energy here. So Here we have mourning. The world awaits you. We have forgive. And we have raindrops. No, don't try to do that over there. Just trying to like literally focus somewhere else. So, some messages that I'm getting for you, pal number ones, with these cards are... This feels like a more expansive energy. So I think the first thing Spirit is kind of leading you towards is forgiveness of yourselves and others for the lack, cycles, and shadow contracts that you have gotten yourself into in the past. I think Spirit is saying that if you're holding on to those connections that didn't work out for whatever reason, it just seems like you are almost like a different person, pal number ones, and perhaps the close connections that you've had before. Like, I'm hearing in my brain there's a great self-forgiveness affirmation by Yoga with Bird, and she says, I'm gonna paraphrase it because I'm gonna like fuck it up, but it's something like, I forgive myself for information that I didn't know before. So like, it seems like you were acting in a certain way that it's almost like you didn't have the spiritual lessons yet, or you didn't have a sort of lens that you have now that makes you kind of go towards relationships differently. So it's almost like, I feel like you engage with people differently now than you did when you have maybe very close people. Like, it seems like it might have been before you were awakened, or you just had like some sort of beliefs or some sort of way of being that is not representative of the more expansive human being that you are today. It seems like you've cleared out more blockages, cleared out more limiting beliefs, and now you engage differently in life. And it seems like the ones that you're holding on to are the ones that are before. So what I'm getting is that, you know, some forgiveness for those people, because they even might be in different places in their life now. And even if they're not, it's like, I'm getting it in some sort of way you connected with these people and that you had the same limiting beliefs, and now you know differently. And even if they don't, Spirit's asking you to forgive them because maybe they have a limited perspective. I used to come from a small town, so I get it. Like, a lot of people in my small town, they just really didn't, expansive thinking wasn't always there. It's a very limited perspective. And the cat's just like all over me. She's like, hello. I almost feel like though, okay, so this is very interesting. When you know, start to forgive, you're opening a window up, and then I feel like the rain's gonna come through, right? So, and I feel like it's gonna come through in a couple of different ways. Because I think that when you kind of clear out this, I'm hearing right now, you'd be like, another thing I have to clear out, another thing I have to work on. Me too. I've been in that space kind of recently. It can get frustrating. This journey is really frustrating sometimes. And I just feel so grateful to be on it. I'm like so grateful to have a body, but anyway, this isn't about me, this is about you. I feel like once you start to forgive, I think a lot of feelings are going to come out for some of you. A lot of like literal crying with the raindrops. It might feel like a kind of a dark place because you're purging something very deep inside of you. With the world awaits you here, also kind of what I'm getting is like, I think that someone might swim into your reality, pal number ones. And I'm not getting like soon, if I'm going to be honest with you. I do think that it's going to be a process for you to unlearn this. It seems like, my pal number ones, there's something about your past that you haven't purged. There's something about how you interact with people that you haven't dealt with. And this is blocking those connections. This is blocking the people that you want in your reality to come towards you. Alright, my camera's gonna die, so we're gonna get more into this in a second, so I'll see you soon. Hello again, pal number ones. Okay, so what I'm getting for this next part is that I want to look into kind of what you're holding on to in the past. I'm getting that this might not resonate for all of you, but I feel like that's kind of what I want to look into next. Is kind of like what you're holding on to. So the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups was just flashed at me. So I think, again, I think this is like a romantic relationship, perhaps. Maybe this will just resonate for all of you. I don't know. We'll see. Ten of Swords in reverse. I think you're still holding on to your past relationship, pile number ones. I really just gotta say it. I don't feel like you know how to get over it. How to live your life differently. Seems like it really hurt your heart leaving this person. I feel like what I'm feeling though is that not everything in this relationship was very healthy. It does seem like there were some patterns that you may consider toxic. It seems like the relationship in general was an injustice on both of your parts, and it only ended with blood. It only ended in ways that it almost seems like it was like circles of like nothing really changed. And I do feel like both parties here tried to... Is this my reading? That's all I gotta say right now. I feel like both parties really tried to reconcile. I just really feel like it didn't work out for some reason. And I keep hearing values. It seems like there was some sort of conflict of values here. Six of Wands. I really just, again, I don't feel like you know how to push forward from this relationship. I don't feel like you know how to push forward from... You don't know how to change your situation with the Five of Wands here in a passionate, fiery way. I don't feel like you know how to move on from this. Pile number ones. What else is pile number one holding on to? You're holding on to the connections that you haven't really worked out, pile number ones. You're holding on to the connections that have eaten you. For some of you, for friendship is what I'm getting, is that you've had some toxic friends in the past. You've had some friendships that they've let you hanging out to dry. They've like belittled you. I don't know why it's not focusing. Again, you want something different though. You really do. I feel like you really want to manifest something different, pile number ones, with the Magician here. There's just like this sense of like, you just don't know how to do it, but you do want something new. With this infinity symbol here, I'm getting that if you don't heal what has happened in the past, you're just going to repeat the same things over and over. It's going to feel like you're getting somewhere and then you're going to go back. Getting somewhere, going to go back. Like that's kind of what's coming through for me right now when I see that. Infinity loop. Yeah, again, over and over. And it's almost like the owl's above it, and I feel like your intuition's almost like trying to guide you out of that. Like your spirit guides are trying to guide you out of that that cycle, and you keep engaging with it. Like if you were to like say get a new romantic relationship right now, it seems like you would repeat those patterns. Or a friendship connection. You still have some things hiding under your bridge, pile number one. You still have some demons that are lurking within you. I think you also have some resentment. I think you are resenting the people in your past as well as yourself right now. I'm hearing I got myself into this situation, and I feel like I'm here to challenge that a little bit. Did you get yourself into this situation? For some of you, I think you did something or took some actions against a certain friend group or people that you are not really proud of. You're just not proud of how you've showed up before, pile number ones. I think that, yeah, you feel like you were not in your power. You acted from a place of lack, of fear. For sure. In your relationships in the past. And this is why you need to forgive yourself. This is why Spirit is inviting you to forgive yourself. Because if you keep beating yourself up and telling you that you got yourself here and that you haven't learned and that there's no way for you to go forward, I don't feel like the relationships that you want are going to connect because you're not really matching that frequency. You're not, and this isn't to say, again, you know, I'm getting that some of you might have a little nasty inner critic that's like, wow, you're not even on that frequency, like what the fuck? Look at you, piece of trash. That's the inner critic. I'm telling you. The inner critic is trying to prevent you from going forward, trying to prevent you from getting new relationships, is beating you up, pile number ones, and kind of seeing it, naming it, and like, I have my window open, such a little noise. I think that's the first step here, is like naming what's happening, because I feel like for some of you, I feel like you've just been in this space of like, I want to do something different, but I don't even know like what I need to do different. And I think this reading for some of you might be like bringing up a lot of stuff that you haven't really thought of, or that you've tried to soul search, haven't really gotten to. With the Six of Cups, I'm really getting that you want to nurture something differently. The dynamic that you might have been getting into though is that you're the mom and you're feeding your children, that you were like, that you're kind of like taking care of other people, and you're not really like Yeah, King of Pentacles. They don't stay. These people don't stay because you expect something different from them. It's almost like you're the mom bird feeding these people, and these people don't like feed back to you, and you're like, what? But then they weren't like expecting to feed back to you because you were coming in as the mom bird. So it's really here, pile number ones. What Spirit is asking you to do is evaluate how you showed up in relationships in a non-judgmental way. So maybe the first step is self-forgiveness. It's engaging with your past in a way where you don't feel like you hate yourself or you're holding something against yourself. And then evaluating how you showed up, what parts of you showed up, like what beliefs were surrounding that. You know, did you feel like you need to take care of people? If so, why? And then kind of thinking about like, what do you want differently in relationships? What sort of relationships do you want to manifest in? And I feel like that's actually like something you know, pile number ones. I feel like you know the connections that you want. And I think that's why you've been trying to manifest it and you're like, why isn't it coming in? And it's because you still have some things to clear out. Because I feel like if people were to come into your life, you were to re-engage in these sort of judgmental ways. And I think it would block the connections that you want. I think it would block what you really desire in life. Yeah, it's almost like you would still attract these narcissists. You would still attract people who don't have your best interest in mind, because the way that you are engaging in relationships is from this nurturing, motherly kind of way, or any way that, you know, may not be for all of you. This is a tarot reading on YouTube, so might not be that, but Spirit is just saying in general, you're engaging in a certain way that there's a dynamic that goes on that's not equal, pile number ones, or it just seems like it would, if you were to have relationships, you would get into a similar dynamic. It's again with that like loop. With the Queen of Swords, yeah, it's almost like, I think you get confused because I do feel like you feel like a different person, but it's almost feel like you like regress in social situations. And I feel like you feel that way because you haven't dealt with those parts yet. It's almost like you're still kind of engaging from like a teenage perspective or something. Our wounded perspective, that's what Spirit said. You're engaging with people from a wounded perspective. That's really powerful. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we're gonna go to the Rose Oracle now. So I want to get a little bit of advice for you, because it seems like kind of, you know, tended to type everything we've heard so far. It seems like you've had some not so great relationships. You're not really proud of the way you showed up for yourself. And it seems like something, like you want something new. And honestly, what I'm getting from the cards and what I'm feeling is that like the universe is holding something for you. It's almost like a person that you want, or for some of you it's a romantic connection, oh my god. But like the universe doesn't want to drop it in for you until you've kind of worked through this. So I want to get some advice for you, because it seems like the connections that you want are out there. It's just like some more internal work that Spirit wants you to do first. So the first piece of advice that we have is plant yourself here. This is from the Rose Oracle. Love this deck so much. And almost what I'm getting here, pile number one, so if you see here, I'm getting that like when you plant yourself, it's almost like planting yourself in the darkness, right? Still trying to hold that spiritual perspective, still trying to invite Spirit in, while at the same time engaging with this darkness that can feel very overwhelming and almost caving in. And you're still like holding different perspectives, the both and. Yeah, I'm really getting like planning yourself into your values and who you feel like you are as a person. I'm almost getting you have a different sense of yourself when you're in relationships and when you're out of relationships. It's almost like when you're out of relationships, you're like, I'm the best person ever. But when you're in relationships, you're like, wow, I kind of hate myself, or like, I don't really feel very worthy right now. And I think it confuses you because you're like, I felt worthy 5 minutes ago. Why do I not feel worthy with people around? You know, please tell me if you're watching pile number one, because right now I just feel like this is my reading. Like, what? I feel so called out by this reading. So if you picked pile number one, please just like comment down below and tell me, because I just need to know. I just need some validation that this isn't just me. So yes, open. Yes, 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 open. I'm getting right now, perhaps, you know, if you, it's an invitation always, pile number one, if you don't feel like you are in that space or you don't want to, whatever the reason is, I'm getting that to invite you to like breathe right now in this very moment into openness, into expansiveness after all the stuff that's coming up with you. I feel that's gonna be really powerful. Something that I always like to do, even when I'm not sure of like what to do or where to go, is to just ask my highest vibrational will intention for all spirit guides, bring me towards the path of highest fulfillment, my highest vibration, highest happiness, where I have so many friends, so many connections, where I feel loved and I give love and I feel so connected, like just like bringing that into my awareness, bringing that into my space, saying I'm open to that. I'm open to the feelings of expansiveness, connection, happiness. I feel like it can be really powerful just to say I'm open to it, because maybe you're resisting pile number ones, and this is kind of, again, kind of what I'm feeling from that meditation that I was talking about earlier, because oh, I knew it, we're going back to receiving. I'm like good at this, but because the meditation will kind of say it too, like when we haven't received something, it's because we're blocking it. It seems like in some sort of ways you are blocking these connections because you're not engaging with them in a way that is helpful to you, serves you, and serves the other person. So this is asking you to trust, and I feel like you've trusted the universe a lot, pile number ones, in different ways. And I'm again feeling some resentment. You're like, really? I have to trust again? Like, I've been waiting so long. Like, I feel like there's a lot of there, and Spirit is saying, purge it out. Like, you know, yell, scream, punch a punching bag and think it's Spirit being like, what the fuck? You're asking me to do this again? And then soften to that forgiveness, soften to okay. Like, once you've kind of purged it out, like, okay. And I'm getting it's going to be a process for you, pile number ones, just to kind of accept that there is more internal work to do. There is something more I need to do. So I think you've been in kind of a space where you've kind of been putting it on the world and putting it on others. I just don't relate to people, you know, they just don't relate to me. You know, I just don't get with anyone in this small town. And Spirit is really challenging the truth of that right now. So say yes, trust that they're coming, trust that your manifestation is coming. That's the whole part of manifestation too, is really trusting that's coming. Like, are you actually trusting right now that the manifestation or the hopes and dreams that you have are coming? Oh, I gotta say, Spirit is saying affirmations. Okay, we're gonna close out your reading with some lovely, actually, hold on. Is there anything else? Pile number one, terms of advice I need to hear. Spirit. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So when something new comes in, pile number ones, because it will, right? We're trusting. Your, ooh, the real tea is coming out, pile number ones. So your advice, I was getting that there was another message for you. So we're going to do this and then we're going to go into the affirmations. But when something new comes in, something new, a new connection, a new community, for some of you, something new socially, and I'm feeling like it's starting out as an acquaintance level. For some of you, is it a community? For others of you, it's people, blind dating. Your challenge is to stay grounded and centered. So perhaps practicing like what helps you feel closer to yourself, what little things you can do that help you feel connected to your sense of self, to groundedness, to spirit, to your values, will be very helpful for you, pile number ones. Your challenge is to stay rooted in your intuition so that the 9 of Pentacles in reverse does not become the 10 of Wands in reverse, or the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, where you're like, oops, I fucked it all up. And you probably didn't fuck it all up, because there's probably, it takes 2 to tango, or like a million to tango, but it's a whole community of people. Your challenge is, you're the Queen of Cups in this reading, pile number ones. I feel like you, when you're not in a relationship, are very grounded, very stable. Your energy is kind of soothing, honestly. I feel like you know how to soothe yourself, but not when you're in relationships. You get jumbled. The Emperor in reverse came out over this again. Like, you feel jumbled. You feel like you don't really know what to do. You feel like this kind of tree. Like, it's so relatable. That's your challenge, pal number ones, is that when something new comes in, how do you stay grounded so you don't push this away, so you don't repeat old patterns? With the Page of Swords in reverse. For some of you, there might also be a connection or some sort of something, somebody, some people that are gonna test you, and it's gonna be like a test of, like, are you gonna engage with people who are from your old pattern or your new pattern? And the new one might feel a little weird. Okay. So we're gonna close your reading with some affirmations. I kind of felt like this reading was gonna be a little deep, so I really wanted to close it out with some affirmations we can tell ourselves. Perhaps some of these you can kind of tell yourself in relationships if they serve to kind of bring you back to yourself. Yes, I am in the process of positive change, and you are. You are in the process of positive change. You are in the process of shedding and going into a new stage of being. It feels like for you, pal number ones, you were in a stage of like individual, personal healing a lot, and now you're healing your social connection part. So if you kind of need a way to look at it differently than like, oh, I have to heal again, it feels almost like a very different part of you, because you've been working so much on your internal self that I feel like that's why by yourself you feel so good. And then when you're with other people, you know, you haven't healed that, you haven't practiced with that yet. The only way to practice is when you're with other people. Not all of it, of course. For some of it though, that really is it, is having those connections and practicing through that. Okay. So every thought I think is creating my future. Yes. This is a reminder that every thought that you're thinking is creating your future. So if you're telling yourself, I have no friends, no one likes me, that's what's going to manifest for you. If you tell myself, I can have a lot of friends, you know, some people at least do like me, I do get along with some people, then I think you'll be more open to that. Going back to the open part from the Rose Oracle. So I let go of all expectations, perhaps not expecting the next relationship to, you know, be the end-all be-all. And I guess you get 4, and then I'm supposed to get the back of this one too, they're telling me. I was like, why am I only getting 3? But we're gonna do both, so... Oh god, actually I can't read it when it's like this. I flow freely and lovingly with my life. I love myself, and I know that only good awaits me at every turn. It's so powerful. A lot of this, pile number ones, is, you know, thinking about your future and being hopeful about your future. Knowing that something's gonna come in. I feel like you don't think anything's coming, you don't feel like anything's coming in. And I think, again, you know, just saying you're open to it, because maybe when you say you're open to it, maybe then you move. You have the opportunity to move. You have the opportunity to go in a different place, or a place you just never been before. I'm really getting that you've tried like almost every social location in your area or something like that for some of you. That's what's coming through. You're like, well, still haven't found anyone. It's like, maybe it was because that day wasn't the right day, pal number ones. You still hadn't worked on this stuff yet, and maybe the next time you go there, you'll meet someone at the right time, and bada bing, bada boom. Alright, thank you so much, pal number ones, for being at this reading with me. I'm sending you so much love. I love hanging out with you. Please subscribe and like this video. I really appreciate it. And if you want a personal reading with me, go in the description box, shoot me an email, and we'll get that set up. Other than that, I will see you in the next one, pal number ones. Mwah! Hello, pile number 2. This is for everyone who chose the 5 of Pentacles. We're going to start that over. Hello, everyone. This is for everyone who chose the 5 of Pentacles. Thank you so much for being here today. If you skip the intro, we are looking at where is my soul tribe? Where are the social connections that I so dearly want, that I, you know, have been longing for? So this topic is very near and dear to my heart. I've looked up a lot of these readings. Definitely dealt with that, you know, lack of social connection here in the United States, and I'm sure other people in the world have too. And Our culture is very divided. So we are going to be asking Spirit that today. You know, where's your soul tribe? Where are the connections? I saw a card pop out. Where is it? We're gonna take it, whatever it is. We're just gonna take it. Oh my gosh. Your cards are just like falling out everywhere. We're gonna take these. So we have the Five of Wands in reverse. So 2 5s here, very interesting. 5s are about change. So perhaps not a lot of change is happening. I am feeling some sort of stagnant, stuck energy. We'll get into it. Just in reverse. It's actually upright. 10 of Cups. Here. Upright. I'm just getting it to focus. Is this in reverse or not? This is in reverse. So this is the Knight of Swords in reverse. Straight off the bat here, I'm getting that pile number 2. That you... the first thing that I kind of got was that this could be a friend group. That you could be in a current friend group right now that perhaps you feel a little bit at odds against. I don't feel like... I'm getting 2 things here. I'm getting that you simultaneously feel disconnected sometimes with people around you, and there are some things that you like about your friend group and the people around you. It's like I feel like you have fun with them sometimes. I feel like you feel like you... I feel like you feel like you just have fun with them. There are like positive things about the relationships that you have. I think also you might feel sometimes when you leave these circles of people, when you leave your current community, you kind of feel defeated. You kind of feel icky, like, was I just talked down to? Or like, did I actually even like hanging out with this person? It's kind of what I feel like you're at. The common theme throughout both pile number 1 and pile number 2 right now is that you're trying to birth something new. You want some sort of change to happen in your social circles. You want some sort of change to happen in your social connections. I'm really getting, like, again, friend group, community here. So it still could be a reading if it's not that. Fit it to your situation, but that's kind of what I'm getting so far. With the Knight of Swords here in reverse, what I'm getting for some of you is that you are in a relationship right now that... Okay. Let me check it if it resonates. I feel like you're kind of in a relationship for convenience right now. I think that the spark has died out, and now that the spark's out, you're like, oh my god, do I even like this person? Like, but you're kind of with them because you like laugh with them, and we have like great sex, and you know, you live together maybe, so you're like, yeah, this is just nice, I'm comfortable, I'm good. But there's still a part of you, I feel like you and this person might fight. There's something like at odds with this person, where sometimes, again, you kind of walk away and you're like, I don't even know how I really felt about that. Like, was that really what I wanted? Was that like really... For some of you, I'm getting that you do the do. If you know what I mean. You do the do. And you are not satisfied. You do not feel like your partner really cared about your interests. And you're like, what? Like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Where are pile number 1 social connections? Where's their soul tribe? Pile number 2 is coming through. 4 of Wands in reverse. Oh my gosh. Okay, I kind of need some more... Oh my. I need some more clarification on what's coming through. Can you clarify the 4 of Wands, please? Can you clarify the 4 of Wands in reverse? The Magician. Again, with wanting something different, wanting something new. It's just apparently not gonna focus. Can we get more clarification on the 4 of Wands in reverse? Please. Alright, they're saying you know. They're saying, okay. Pile number 1. Oh my god. And the Knight of Cups at the bottom. Alright, we're just gonna say it, pile number 1s. I feel like you kind of like relationships where there's a bit of drama. There's a bit of like, ooh, I'm kind of sad, but I kind of like that I'm sad. And I don't know why, but it almost seems like there's like always this underlying feeling of like, I could cut this person off at any moment, you know, or like, there's almost this feeling that you can't really get close to people at your core or they're gonna hurt you. Like you can't show your emotions fully. I don't feel like you can plant yourself in your reality at the moment. I think you kind of feel intuitively that you're gonna leave like your current reality at some point. That like what your soul aches for is not your current reality. I think you feel comfortable though. I think you're like fine with staying where you're at for the moment. But again, with the Five of Cups here, there's something here about like drama, about blood being spilled, about like you kind of looking towards and engaging more with connections that hurt you than fulfill you. It's almost like you turn your back on those. Why? Why do you do that? Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like that's where you want to plant yourself, is in the drama of it all, is in the places that, you know, kind of suck you in. What is this relationship dynamic? Can we hear more about this dynamic, actually? They're like, yes. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. These cards we'll pick up. We have the High Priestess in reverse, and we have the Two of Wands. So I'm kind of getting here that you are in connections pile number 2, or some sort of dynamic where like it's almost like, again, you could cut these like bad cats off at any moment. You could just like cut all these people off at any moment and you're like, yep. Because it's so interesting to me, because the Three of Cups is usually like a happy card to me. It's usually like fulfilling and like community, but these cats look fucking evil. And not all black cats look evil. I love black cats, but these black cats look like they're manifesting some dark shit and they're gonna eat you. And this is in reverse, so I feel like you don't know how to leave these connections. You don't know how to leave like that kind of reality. I feel like, again, there's something about that that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel good. It's almost like it reinforces something about you. It reinforces like some sort of unworthiness, or like, I'm getting that there's a lot of party energy here. I feel like you have fun with these people. It doesn't feel like you connect with these people though on like a deep emotional level. And I'm getting, you might even be saying right now, like, I don't really want to connect with people on like a really deep emotional level. I think your soul wants to do that like with at least one person in this lifetime, but I don't feel like for you that's like necessary for you to have, like, I think you're fine with party relationships. I think you're fine with having like party friends. I think what you're not fine with is like the feeling that you get afterwards, this kind of like disgusting feeling that you get. It's interesting, we just keep coming back to that. Where is pile number 1 or 2, Soul Tribe? Oh, there was actually more here. So with the High Priestess in reverse, I feel like your intuition has been telling you things and you've been ignoring it. And by that, I'm actually getting to explain, like, you have some bodily reactions. Again, that reaction of like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm not feeling comfortable. And you're not listening to it at the current moment. I feel like you might not even be aware of all the times where you feel as if you're not connecting with the people that are around you. With the Eight of Cups, you know, Spirit is kind of inviting you to go on a more personal journey right now. They're inviting you to, oh my god, I was gonna focus. This is always the burden of my existence, just having a focus. It's asking you to look at what sort of snakes are around you in terms of connections. Because it almost feels like you spill the cup over here, and the cups that you do have almost, again, have this sort of thing that's like laced with destruction, laced with toxicity. Spirit's asking you to look at, illuminate, kind of, instead of blocking it, illuminate why this is happening. Why are you getting in these connections? Why are you comfortable where you are right now? And it's not good, bad, right, and wrong where you are right now. I think Spirit's just trying to ask you, you know, how, this is the Star upright, what would make you feel more hopeful about your life? What would make you feel more in tune with yourself, with your spirit guides? I'm getting that for some of you, you might not be especially spiritual, and you kind of just clicked on this reading. You could still be spiritual, but that's, for some of you, that's what I'm getting, is like, you were like, I don't know where my soul tribe is, I'm gonna click on this video, and now here you are in pile 2. That's just what I'm getting. And I feel like, so I'm being called not to just talk in like spiritual community terms. For some of you, it's like, what would help you feel just fulfilled in your life? What would help you feel connected to the people around you? I think that's like a way of thinking or a way of feeling that you haven't really thought about or experienced. It's like feeling a deep connection, a deep satisfying connection with someone. And it seems like right now you may be satisfied because you don't have that and you haven't experienced it. And it's almost like once you experience it, you can't go back. So I'm getting that we should go to the Rose Oracle now. Okay. Where's pile number 2? So Tribe. What do they need to do to manifest that So Tribe? The Thorn. Protection, boundaries, and clear communication. So there's something here about being more decisive, pile number 2s. I think that, you know, a good indication, I feel like, it's not the only indication, but a solid one can be when you set boundaries, are they respected? When you say, hey, don't talk to me like that, don't do that, that really makes me feel blank, or I don't like it when you do blank, please don't do that again, and then it happens again, that's a violation of boundaries. And I think that can be one indication. Oh my gosh, and all the cards fell down. And I almost feel like some people violate your boundaries and you're like, whatever, ha. It's almost like, haha, you were drunk, whatever. You know what I mean? There's like some sort of like brushing it off here. And Spirit is saying that's one way to kind of, I don't like the word test. It almost is testing though. It's almost like experimenting. Like, is this a person that I feel like would respect me? Is this a person that I feel like I would vibe with? Do they respect my boundaries? And that's sort of one way you can test that, is like telling someone, please don't do that. And if they do, you know, and then what's the response afterwards? You know, does this happen all the time? You know? Let's see what the next one is. I'm getting it off the floor. The Second Bloom, a second chance, it's never too late, and new possibilities. So for some of you, pile number 2, I think you're kind of in this place in your life where you're like, for some of you, you might be like in your late 20s, early 30s, even late 30s. You could be any age and watch this reading. But I'm getting for some of you, this almost feels like a youthful type of energy where you're like, I'm kind of just where I'm at and I don't think I can go anywhere else. And Spirit is saying that there are other opportunities for you in this lifetime. The reality that you're in could be completely different from the reality that you're in 10 years from now. It's like, are you going to choose that reality? Because I do feel like these people that are in your life could be there forever. You know, I'm feeling like the people that are in your life and the dynamics and connections that you're in, it could be there for life if you wanted it. And Spirit is saying that if you choose to walk away, there are other people out there for you that are more aligned on a soul level, that respect you. I'm not saying these people that you're around with aren't. That's really for you to decide. What I'm feeling is that there's a person or people in your reality that you don't vibe with, and you're still hanging out with them. And you know, you're kind of at a place in your life where you're just kind of looking at why that is. So Spirit is saying there are other possibilities. You can have a whole different life. You can move away. You can, you know, have new connections, engage with new people. I think it might be a little scary for you to be on your own. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I think, again, the 8 of Cups came out. So, like, Spirit is inviting you to go on a more personal journey at the moment when you feel like you're ready. If you feel like you're ready. If you feel like you're ever ready. It's never too late. Okay? It's never too late. So the sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. So this is what they're asking you to do when you're on your own, is to connect with yourself. Connect with what feels good. Connect to sacredness, sacred waters. I'm really getting spirituality might be really good for you, pile number 2, so if you're not into it already. Really understanding what nourishes and replenishes you. Do you know what nourishes and replenishes you? That's a good place to start. You know, sacred baths, again with this water that I'm really getting, like submerging yourself in like a sacred bath or like a lake, and you bless yourself, you know, have the moonlight. Oh, it feels so good, pile number 2s. That's what I'm getting for you, or just like, I'm getting a spiritual practice where you're literally just like bathed in light, you know? And not just bathed as in like in water again, but like imagining that light all over you. That's what they're asking you to do if you do go on your own for a little bit, or you do just take some independence from people, just kind of talk to your social circles and say, I'm just gonna be like out for a little bit, you know, you might see less of me right now. And that's because, you know, I'm just taking some time to do some reflecting, and you know, and I'm getting pile number 2s to ask you, how are they gonna respond to that? What do they say? Do they miss you? Different for everyone, so just saying, it's like an indicator for you, right? I'm being called to share that I've been in this situation before, pile number 2s. I really gotta say, I've been in the situation high key. I only really share personal experiences when spirit tells me it would be good, but they're telling me it would be helpful. So I have been in connections before where I felt like were very unsatisfying and they didn't respect my boundaries. And I loved those people. They were there for me at some hard points in my life. And I send them nothing but love. I'm so grateful that they were in my life at the times they were in my life. And, you know, there were some things there that weren't very good that were happening. I felt very devalued around them sometimes, spoken down to. You know, I wasn't vibing with them anymore, and how they were interacting with themselves and each other and their values, it was just different. You know, they're not bad people. It's just I wasn't on the same level with them anymore. We were going in different directions, and I had to say, all right, I'm leaving this. And then some shit went down, but it was hard. It was really hard. It was really hard to, you know, walk away from some connections that I had been with for a really long time. And I knew it was just kind of where I needed to go, though. I knew that's kind of what I was being led to do, was to be with myself, reassess, and then do some internal work to go with people and interact with people again. So I was alone for a little bit, and now I feel like I'm kind of getting myself back out there again, having some really great connections with people. So I'm just kind of showing you kind of like my journey with it, because I feel like maybe you haven't heard of a lot of people doing this, and showing you that like you can leave any situation and go into a new one. Tomorrow can be a whole new reality. Your cards just keep flying everywhere, I just gotta say. I think you're just really afraid to plant that seed, pile number 2s. I think you are afraid to plant that seed. So the blueprint is within you. Take the next step. What you want is bubbling out, I feel like. It's kind of screaming. Pile number 2s. It's kind of screaming what you need to do next. So now we're going to go into Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. We're going to move into some advice. What is the advice for pile number 2 here? What's the advice for pile number 2 in their reality? What's the advice for pile number 2? In terms of where their soul tribe is. I'm getting that there literally is a community of people out there for you, pile number 2, that are wildly different than what you're facing. See? Do you see what's going on? Your cards really just like fall out. Castle, it's time for healing, not war, and this came out in reverse. I don't usually take these in reverse, but when I feel called to, I do. And I feel like, again, what you're being called to do is take a time out and do some healing. Perhaps you got into like a conflict with some people in your life, and I feel like this might again have to relate to the boundaries, where like you feel like you just can't go back there anymore, or you're like, I don't want to forgive these people, and yet it's almost like you're kind of expected to. Like that's a dynamic that's just been happening. Again, look, Voyage, you already have all the answers. Your advice is that you know what to do, and that the answer lies within you. Spirit is not going to give me a very defined answer of what they want you to do. What they have given me is that you have been given the answers through your intuition, what your body's telling you, and that they're asking you to make that journey with Voyage and this Code of the Seeds? Codes of the Seeds. They're asking you to plant something new. Something new wants to come in. And they're asking if this is really hard for you to wish on some stars. You know, think about what you want your future to be, and I feel like that'll give you hope. Because maybe right now, you know, especially when you make whatever decision you need to make, whatever you need to do, whatever answer that there is, when you think about the future and think about what you would rather want and rather see. I feel like that's going to give you some hope, pile number 2s. And I'm really feeling my throat close up, so I think that this is really hard for you to verbalize and say. And I'm feeling crying, oh my gosh. I think this is really hard for you, pile number 2s. You know, I really want to validate that. Alright. I'm actually getting, do we need to do anything else with this? You don't need someone else to fix you. Confidence and feast. Yep. So again, with gold, you don't really need the people around you, pile number 2s. And you don't need them to help you with your mental health or wherever that you feel. You know, there's other supports for you for that. You have you, and you are fucking awesome, and you can do that. And if you need professional supports, you have those. So this is confidence, and look, this person is like really fucking scared to go on the journey. And I think you are fucking scared to go on the journey that you're about to go on. Spirit is guiding you towards it and saying it's okay, we got you. Think about where you're gonna go while you're on this journey. Dream about it. Look out the window to it. And in the meantime, celebrate yourself and celebrate how awesome you are for doing whatever you needed to do. And that your possibilities are endless, pile number 2. Again, there's a lot here about like that whatever is for you is going to happen. Like there is a different reality out there for you. Alright, we're gonna get some affirmations to close out your reading. So what are some affirmations, pile number 2, in terms of their soul tribe, in terms of their journey ahead? I say yes to life, and life says yes to me. Oh, see, I'm telling you, your cards are just flying everywhere. On the back of this, this says, life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings me only great experiences. So again, thinking about the future, thinking positively, like, it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. I have myself, whatever you need to say. You know, having those sort of mantras or beliefs, or I think they'll really help you and like calm you down a bit. What are some affirmations for pile number 2 at this moment in time? I am beautiful and everybody loves me. I am beautiful and everyone loves me. Oh my gosh, I love that. You are beautiful. Everybody does love you. Everybody that's meant for you. Everybody that's meant for you loves you. Boom. I am safe. Ooh, 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 this is spicy. Okay. I am safe. It's only change. Look, and again with the bags. With the journey. Just like this one. Packing up and leaving. Packing up and going. I am safe. It's only change. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was a lot. I'm getting one more for you. What is another affirmation for pile number 2s here? What's this one? No, we'll have one fall out. Okay. What's the affirmation for pile number 2s? My work is deeply fulfilling. My work is deeply fulfilling. And it's again, look at these stars here. I think the work in this case, you know, it's not work as in like, you know, going to work. It's work as in like the changes that you're making. You know, the work, like the inner work, you know, and the work that you're doing to change your outer reality. You know, that the ultimate goal of this is for you to have more fulfilling, whatever it is, blank, more deeply fulfilling for you, I feel like. So having that like sort of intention, especially in the hard moments, like this is because I want more, because I want more fulfillment. Are we done? One more. One more! It is safe to look within. There's a lot here about safety. You are safe, pile number 2s. Alright, now we're done. They were like, one more. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 2s. I'm really, really grateful that you spent some time with me today. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you want a personal reading with me, feel free to email me. My email's in the description box down below. Other than that, I will see you in the next one, pile number 2s. I love you so much. Subscribe and like. Bye! Mwah. Hi everyone for pile number 3. This is for everyone who chose the 2 cards of the MINDSCAPES Tarot, which are Judgment and the Lovers. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what are we here for? What are we doing? We are... I just told my cat to stop eating now. She's eating. She's been eating for like 10 minutes, so it's not like if she eats anymore, she's gonna throw up. I'm not just like abusing her. Please stop for now. We can eat again later, okay? I'm trying to film and I don't want you to die. Pile number 3. I am getting a very like deep and specific message for your group. I feel like I mean, you have different cards, and I kind of just felt it when I picked up on it. I was like, I need to be in a different space for this group. Today's like very overcast, rainy, kind of ethereal, sleepy, and I felt like that was kind of the right mood for this. So, hello, we're here. Let me tap into your energy and show you the cards. Lots of pinks, blues in these cards. Feel like you're walking towards something. So the messages I'm kind of getting here with the Lovers and Judgment here is that there might be some sort of... This might be a love reading for a good amount of you with your social connections. I didn't even say what we're doing. We're here for social connections. Where's your soul tribe? What are you doing? My cat distracted me. We're here for social connections. We're here for like, where's your soul tribe? So for this group, I'm kind of getting that this might be related to love, and it's either romantic love, love with spirit, or love with other people. There's just something here about like source really guiding your love in some sort of sense. Oh, she made an appearance. She's so camera shy. I feel like for some of you, you might be either leaving a relationship and going to a new one, and you feel like it's very important, that relationship. Like you feel like it's like your divine partner. For others of you, I think you have someone in front of you that you've been around for a long time, and you're kind of taking it to the next level, and it's getting serious, and you're like, there's something here about shedding, like rebirth with the Judgment, rearranging things so that you can get to greater love, and somehow this seems like it brings in love in your 3D, like with other people. But what's interesting, pile number 3, is that when your pile came, or when I was like trying to get a card for your pile, the High Priestess actually came out first. But for some reason, I felt really strongly that this was not the card that was supposed to be symbolic of you picking your pile. And it kind of came out when I looked at it today in reverse. So I feel like whatever this is, you're having trouble tapping into your intuition with this. I feel like you're having trouble kind of deciphering what it is exactly you feel as if you should be doing in terms of this connection, this relationship with Source. There's some sort of a question here about ego. Is this ego-led? Alright, I want to get a specific deck, because I'll be right back. Okay, I got the tarot because, yeah, I just really wanted to know more information about your group. Oh my gosh, but here these 2 cards just came out on the bottom, 10 of Cups and the Sun. So I feel like, again, there's something here about wish fulfillment. It's gonna make you really happy. But you're like, is this for me? Is this supposed to be my path? It feels like you're almost... It's such a duality feeling. It's almost like you have so much weight on you. You also feel so light right now. Like, like I feel like a lot of lightness in my body and in my energy field, but a weight in my chest. And I'm feeling that my crown chakra and my 3rd eye is almost like twitching. Almost like when I know I'm supposed to be doing something. That's why I think that like you're trying to decide where you think you would be best in this world. Spiritually. What is Source trying to guide you towards? And is this offer a fake offer? Is where you're going... Your reading's kind of becoming chaotic, pile number 3. You're wondering if this is stable, or if it's almost gonna like pop out. Like, oh, think that's his foot, but I kind of imagine that as like a weasel popping up or something. Just look how this King of Swords is, though. He's kind of devilish. He's kind of here like, I know I'm not good for you, but I'm going for you anyway. You're wondering if like where you're going towards and what you're doing is like within spirit. This seems to me like it probably relates socially because, oh, for some of you this is definitely like big. Oh, that's what I'm feeling. Ooh. Oh my gosh, pile number 3. For some of you, I'm feeling like this is a job opportunity, like becoming a politician, a president of a country. It feels like a big scale. Like that's why there's so much weight here. It feels like for you that there is something important here. And it's almost like if I fuck up or if I make the wrong choice, there's this belief here that people are gonna hate you, or that you're gonna choose wrong and then your life's gonna be in chaos. Can we get a clarifier for that, please? 7 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's again, the sun just came out again, so it's like you're afraid of making the wrong choice is going to cause you great unhappiness, and that people are going to eat you up. People are going to like be very angry with you, turn on you, that your happiness, this 9 of Cups, is going to be eaten up and the cat's going to run away and it's over. Let's get more about what is this King of Pentacles? Tell me more. This is actually universe, but actually I'm not getting a needs of universe. We're gonna put it this way for now, and we're gonna see, because I think you don't know. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles. I don't think you want to make a very hasty decision right now. Wheel of Fortune. You want to make the decision that causes the least amount of strife, least amount of conflict with that 9 of Swords. With the Wheel of Fortune reverse, a part of you is like, should I just stay where I'm at? I think you don't want to like mess up the balance of life or mess up the balance of people. You really want to stay balanced within this. And I think that's why, like, you really want to hold your spiritual perspective, pile number 3s. I think you feel as if whatever's happening to you right now is part of your destiny. You feel that whatever's happening is, like, really important. Like, you feel like it's your life's work almost. Or it contributes to your life's work. 3 of Cups. Again, the sense here about community. There's something here about multiple people being involved. It might be a polyamorous relationship. It may be, you know, you are going to be trying to normalize polyamory, like, on the internet. There's just something here about, like, this is, like, your purpose, almost. Career-wise. Like, this is almost, like, this just feels really important. You're putting a lot of importance on this, whatever it is. Can we get a little bit more about the King of Pentacles? Knight of Cups. You don't know if it's gonna be emotionally fulfilling, though. I think you want to make the decision that is in your highest and greatest good and the greatest and good of all souls involved with this Emperor here. And I think you want to make it confidently, or you want to appear confidently. You want to appear as if, like, whatever you choose, like, you're in that. Like, you chose that and you're confident that was your choice. Okay, we're gonna ask the question now. Where is pile number 1 or 2, 3? Wow, I feel like a mom. Like, you know when moms like have like multiple children and then you're like the last child and your mom says every child before you. I experience that with my cats now. That's what I just felt like, because my mom would always be like, say all my siblings' names and be like, May, like last. Okay, we're not even asking the question. Where is pile number 1? 3s. 3 Soul Tribe. Again with the Sun. I think you feel as if the social connections or whatever this is that you're yearning for, I think you want it, again with this path too, I think you want it to be very happy and fulfilling for you. Pretty much put the sun in your life, and I think that whatever is in front of you or whatever you're imagining, it seems like it's there for you. I'm gonna clarify here for the Tower, please. So with the intuition, the Tower in reverse came out, and it came out with a High Priestess. So I feel like there's something here. Let's tap into this energy specifically. What is this High Priestess in reverse in the Tower? Wow, and now the High Priestess came out in this deck too. This is what I mean. There's something so, like, spiritually led here. What I love about this is this says tarot right here. Pile number 3, I want to tell you a little story, and I feel like this is going to relate to you a little bit. If this decides to focus, actually it doesn't need to focus for the first part of the story. So when I asked Spirit, should I start a YouTube channel and do tarot, I took out this deck because it's something I've been thinking about for a while. And I also didn't want to make this decision to start a tarot thing and add to the collective of people who kind of use tarot just based on ego. And I didn't want to engage fully in this whole like YouTube game and like just do the topics that are popular and just do this to make money. Like, I really wanted to, in my soul, do this spiritually led with my values and with source at the helm. I knew that I didn't want to do surface-based love readings and sex readings and that's it. I wanted to do something that I felt like really impacted people. And one thing Spirit's trying to highlight is that I knew that that wasn't going to be the most popular, and I still wanted to do it because that's what I felt most passionate about. And when I asked Spirit, should I do this? This says the word tarot on it. And that was kind of my indication of, I'm feeling led to do this. This kind of came out, let's do this tarot thing. Let's go on YouTube and start this. And I feel like you're kind of at a very similar place in your life right now, where you're thinking, I want to engage in something. And I'm feeling right now, pile number 3s, is that for you, it's almost like not what you do, but how you do it. And I think that's what Spirit's trying to highlight here in your reading, is that you could be going on a very different path in life, and, you know, how do I say this? Spirit, they're like, you're fine, you're overthinking it. So, if you were to go anywhere in your life and have this specific set of values, beliefs, experiences that you've had in your lifetime, you could be going to a different country, a different world, a different society, and being in the same way, just being a regular human being, living out your life. Maybe you're a little hermit, I don't know, but like, you just engage with other people and live your truth. And what Spirit is telling me is that almost impacts people the same way as whatever's happening in your reality right now. Because in this reality, what we're trying to do as healers, light workers, star seeds, star children, indigo children, is show this earth different ways of being, different flavors, what this earth could really offer us, you know, by living our truth. And people feel that. You know, that's what I do all the time when I look up YouTubers who I feel I resonate with so deeply, and it brings me closer to that energy that I know, or that experience that I know I can have in this lifetime. And that's almost what I'm feeling for you, pile number 3s, is that that's what you're here to do, is to live your truth, and that is going to be the catalyst for people where they feel or see, think about you in a certain way, and they're gonna say, I can live that truth too. This is so deep. So I think whatever it is that you're going towards, yeah, and now Judgment in reverse came out. I think you really don't want this to be ego-based. I think whatever you go towards in life, you don't want it to be ego-based. And you don't want to do this in a way where you're sucking other people dry. You don't want to be the vampire here. I think you know, you might be like in a place where this almost feels like, what keeps coming to my mind is like you're going into a higher position in life. And I don't know how did this turn into this pile number 3? we're gonna get more specific in on it because, but you know what? You're here and we're doing the message. It's just so funny. Sometimes I'm like, what is this love reading? And then all of a sudden we're talking about like deep healing. I'm like, okay. I think you, and when I say this, I'm also like feeling that spirit is saying that you are in a unique position where you could change something, or you could, this, honestly, please comment in pile number 3. I'm feeling like this is like for one person. Like, I feel like I'm reading for one person right now. So if there's like 3 people to comment pile number 3, then we'll know. Because I just get so curious sometimes. I'm like, spirit is saying that where you're at right now is perfect, and if you weren't here, it would still be perfect. However, you are in a place right now where I think you can make a great amount of change, or you could do something very significant. And spirit is saying that is also important. They do want to hold that message as well, that it is important. They're not trying to devalue that. I think you're giving this more weight than it needs, pile number 3, because I think you're putting this weight on this situation as if you choose right or wrong, it's like the end of your life and the end of everyone else's. If this is a marriage and you end up getting divorced, it's not the end of your life. Maybe you were supposed to get into that marriage and then get divorced. Maybe you were supposed to go into this and fail, you know? There's no right or wrong here. It's all about learning and experiencing. And even if you were to go into this experience and act in a very ego-based way, what I'm feeling is that your intention is going to shine through. And that is what people are going to remember, is that when you talk about this, when you say, this is how I wanted to show up, that's what matters. Okay, I'm getting that we should go into the Rose Oracle. So let's do it. Where is pile number 3, Soul Tribe? It's so funny. There's so much duality in this reading. Spirit is like, yes, it is important, but you're putting too much weight on it. And that's why Spirit is telling you also, like, you could still make a really huge impact wherever you are in your life. Perhaps you're just like, it's not going to be in this way. So where is pile number 3, Soul Tribe? Where is pile number 3? Oh my god, your cards are like literally... Should I be asking you for advice? Is that why it's like going over the place? Oh my god, what is going on with your cards? Holy moly's! Is that what you want me to do? Ask for advice? They seem more flowy. Okay, what message did you have pile number 3, Rose Oracle? What messages do you have pile number 3? The Great Mother, surrender to the mystery and fall into her arms. I think you're coming to this reading expecting some sort of answer to your question, pile number 3s. And Spirit is saying that they're not going to give it to you. Spirit is saying that whatever answer you pick, whatever path you choose, fall into Source and know that it is it. You know, falling into Source and saying, please do this in the highest and greatest good of all souls involved. You know, let's trust. They're asking you to trust. Trust in yourself. I feel like for you, pile number 3s, you're in a place right now where you're like, I want to do this, I just don't know if I'm gonna do it right. Or I want to do this, but I don't. There's like something holding you back. And Spirit is asking you to highlight what's holding you back, because I think whatever this is, I think you can do it. I think you can go off and do whatever this is. I think it is going to bring you joy. I think whatever this blockage is, for some of you, someone might have proposed and you said, I need to think about it. I'm trying to like really feel into what this feeling is, because it just feels like you are hesitant and almost a little angry about it. The Bud, potential promise, it's about to happen, keep going. Some of you, yeah, I mean, this is also the Rose Oracle's indication that whatever seed you're trying to plant it. Watch it grow. The seed though is also just you. Because again, when you live your truth and your values, that's going to shine through. If you feel as if you're not sure if you're going to be living true to yourself throughout whatever this is, you know, what are some practices that you maybe can do to make sure that you're staying true to yourself? What are some people around you? I'm actually getting, for some of you, you may not have some people around you. So what are some practices? What are some YouTubers? What are some sacred texts that you can read to make sure that you are going on the path you need to go to? For some of you, I am hearing professional therapy, or just someone as a professional who, like, maybe you can talk to before this and like explain how you want to show up, and then they'll work with you to like make sure you're staying on that path. So maybe like a life coach or like a spiritual leader, someone maybe who's had that experience before or a similar experience. Yes. And they're saying when you get into the right alignment, then it's the time to act. Then you'll know exactly what to do. For sure. It'll come full circle. You'll be like, oh, this is very clear what I'm supposed to do right now. Pile number 3, I don't think many people can do what you do. I don't think many people can do exactly what you are being offered to do. Wait, what? Okay, so the example I'm gonna give here is like, if you are being offered to, this is a big example, but it's kind of the weight that I'm feeling, be the president of the United States. It almost feels as if you would be a president that's like so different from everyone else. Or your relationship's very public and it's very different from like the experience that that other people would bring, because that's just you and that's like what you are offering to the table. So Spirit is saying like really dive into like why you feel this blockage, because you're having this blockage for a reason, right? That's what your intuition's trying to tell you. Your intuition is like, why do I feel this? We need to figure out why we feel this way. And I'm feeling before, you may not have even known like where to go. We're gonna do the Believe Your Own Magic. Oracle Head. What are some advice for pile number 3 in terms of their soul tribe? Feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Slow down, celebrate yourself, get in tuned. Do some meditation for sure. Eat some apples, I don't know, eat food that you feel would bring you closer to source, closer to spirit. What is the advice for pile number 3s for their soul tribe, the social connections they desire? Morning, the world awaits you. I really feel like this opportunity is awaiting you, and I feel like whatever it is, it feels patient. It feels like if you need to spend a little bit like really divulging, doing some journaling, understanding your emotional landscape, and setting a plan before you go forward, it feels like whatever this is going to be patient for that. What is the advice for pile number 3? Mirror. Treat your body like the palace that it is. Again, there's this thing here about treating your body really right. Perhaps you're not eating or drinking in a way that is in your highest and greatest good, and it might be kind of clogging your intuition a bit. So, you know, I'm getting like shower baths, some sort of cleansing here to get you more in tuned. And I'm getting one more from this, and that is gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. So I think for some of you, if this is a romantic relationship especially, this is coming out to say that you are not getting into this relationship because you want to be fixed. And this might be something that you have struggled with. And I think Spirit is saying this is your final time to release it. For everyone here, what I'm feeling is it's almost like the end of a cycle, and you're going to be starting a new cycle here. And in this new cycle, it's going to be very spiritually led. It's going to be in a higher vibration. And basically, what you're going through right now is just a purging of everything that you need to purge in order to go into this new cycle, in order to show up in the way that you want to show up. Let's try to look at this in a way of like, how does this serve you, right? This is showing up for a reason, and I actually feel like Spirit is like, yo, we're trying to like give you these feelings and thoughts because we want you to experience the greatest happiness possible. So we're trying to like bring all of this up to light so you don't carry this into your next cycle. Okay, so I kind of want to go back to tarot just to get a little more about, like, specifically your soul tribe and who your soul tribe is. I didn't do this for other groups, but I feel like for you this is kind of important because I don't know why. This probably relates somehow to your soul tribe and social connections, but I really wanted to get this information out here. Oh. Who is pile number 3 soul tribe? 6 of Wands. Ooh, who is pile number 3 soul tribe? I'm getting that your soul tribe of people are trying to... I think this might be some sort of advocacy pile number 3s, or some sort of like... Three of Wands in reverse. I think that your soul tribe pile number 3 are people who have faced some sort of hardship in their life. They seem like they've been knocking down. I'm really getting here like feminine type of energy, so it's maybe like wounded feminines like going into their power and then kind of using that power in order to challenge others who are creating the same situations that you were in. So for example, if you experienced toxic masculinity from men, then, you know, starting some sort of like awareness or groups or advocacies. Sorry about number 3, my camera died. I got some messages while I was getting my camera battery, so I feel like your soul tribe are people who you are like, you're kind of banding together and you're very passionate people combating some sort of oppression or hierarchy. And I think you're wondering if like engaging with these people, going in with these people, if it's a repeat of your old patterns. If you go into these groups, are you going to experience the same cycles? You may have experienced some sort of toxic advocacy. I can definitely relate with that. And Spirit is saying, if you engage in this in a different way, it is not a repeat. And they're telling me to leave it there because it's so funny in so many of my readings. Like, Spirit is like, I'm gonna give you like a crumb and then you're gonna figure it out. Because like, that's kind of how this path works. It's hard. We can't just get it handed to us, unfortunately. If only. Yeah. That's kind of the tea, pile number 3. If you engage in this differently, it will not end up the same. They're telling me like mic drop. So we're going to end your reading on some positive affirmations today. Just to take with you some things you can say to anchor yourself in spiritual love, light. Okay. What are the affirmations for pile number 3 in terms of their soul tribe, social connections? This says, my income is constantly increasing. Might be a message here about going on this, oh my god, going on this path may not be very prosperous, and Spirit's challenging that. I have the perfect living space. I have the perfect living space. Again, with that kind of abundance, prosperity, maybe this is about your family here. We have enough time for your family. Kind of putting out into the universe that you have, everything's in perfect alignment for you. I have the perfect living space and my income is constantly increasing. Alright, last 2 here. I create peacefulness in my mind and my body reflects the peacefulness as perfect health. Again, with the body and health. For sure. I create peacefulness in my mind and my body reflects this peacefulness as perfect health. And that just makes so much sense. When our body's more calm, we're able to regulate ourselves better. Our body's functioning in a way that serves us more for health. And life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. If it'll focus. On the back of this, oh, this is the perfect way to end your reading. I say yes to life, and life says yes to me. Yes, say yes. Say yes, pile number 3. Say yes. Whatever that means for you. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for being here in this reading today with me, pile number 3s. If you would like a personal reading with me, you know, you can go down in my description box, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I hope you like this video and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, bye, pile number 3s. Mwah.